Welcome back, everybody, to the Stadium Journey podcast. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our website, stadiumjourney.com, is the world leader in sports travel information with reviews of over 2,500 stadiums from all around the world. And we are more than just an awesome website. Hey, stay tuned. Big news coming as far as the website's concerned. Connect with us on all of our social media channels at Stadium Journey. You can find audio versions of the Stadium Journey podcast, not just this one, at all you had to do, forgot where I was there for a second, by searching HIAC Talk Radio Network wherever you look for your favorite podcasts. And if you're looking for video simulcasts of the Stadium Journey podcast, you can find those at Stadium Journey's YouTube page and our classic back catalog of old episodes. We have been doing this for 5 years now, people. We can find those at vocnation.com. And if you want to be part of our live studio audience, we record live every other Tuesday night at 7 Eastern at danlaw.tv. We got the gang all here tonight. It's been a little while, guys. Dave Cotney's here. Follow him at ProFan9. Mark Viquez is here. Find him at Ballpark Hunter. Dan Calchico's here. Follow him at DanLaw83. And I'm Paul Baker. You can follow me at PuckmanRI. Tonight, we're being joined by our old friend Lloyd Brown. And I mean old friend, not because you're old, Lloyd, but you've been with us for a long time. Lloyd is here because he's got the inside scoop on our topic for tonight, the Savannah Bananas. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Bananas saga, they are true rags to riches story. They started off nearly in bankruptcy. The team found lightning in a bottle. They had a brilliant marketing and merchandise strategy that just took off. They started off playing a legit summer college baseball team in the Coastal Plain League, where they have won a bunch of championships. And they also invented their own brand of baseball, which they dubbed Banana Ball. And that has taken the sporting world by storm. And it's been so successful that a few months ago, they announced that they were going to quit summer college baseball, get rid of their summer college team that started it all, and they were going to become full-time a barnstorming team playing banana ball all around the country. And that's where we're going to start talking. So, Lloyd, do you want to give us fill in any parts of that history that I missed, please?
Well, I mean, a little bit of the background, I guess. When you think of the Bananas, you think of the Harlem Globetrotters playing baseball. And that's kind of what you go to a game and find out. It's really a three-ring circus. For instance, you call the bullpen. Okay, pitcher comes in for the bullpen. Well, usually what do? They run in from the bullpen. And with the Bananas, they ride in on a horse. Okay. We also have situations. For instance, one night their PA announcer was out sick, and they were trying to find, somebody to substitute. And they came up with the bright idea, well, why don't we have the players introduce themselves when they come up to bat? So they basically, it's a team that thinks totally outside of the box. Just the real short background, there used to be the Mets single A level club was there. They were the Sand Gnats. They moved to Columbia and became Fireflies. Okay, that left Savannah without a minor league baseball team. And so this gentleman that is the head of the club, he had headed up the club up in Gastonia, North Carolina. And so he came down to Savannah, tried to get things started in the traditional way, selling sponsorships and that type of thing, and couldn't get any excitement at all. The reason why they'd left Savannah, lack of attendance. And so he was running up against a brick wall. And just real quickly, who are people he admired in his life? Bill Veeck and obviously P.T. Barnum. And so if you've ever seen him on TV, they've had things on CBS Morning. They've had things on all the different cable shows. He's the one in the yellow tuxedo, the banana yellow tuxedo. That's the way you know he's the owner. And since then, in those years since they've started the team, 4,000 people a night have come to their games. They play in a historical ballpark that goes back to Babe Ruth, played in that stadium. So it's a very historic park with a roof, fans up above, that type of thing. And anyway, they've sold out every season since the earliest season. And they've been very successful. Take out the comedy and all the showmanship, they're a good baseball team. And they've won the championships. I think they've been in existence 5 years. They've won the championships 3 years. So that's just a real quick overview. We'll talk more in depth with other pieces of the puzzle.
Oh, what you got, Dave?
Paul, you better not let any of the 25 teams that you announced for hear this bananas thing. Otherwise, you're going to be on the unemployment line.
What do you mean about the players announcing themselves?
Yeah, what do they need you for then?
I don't know.
This is all for show.
I kind of like the idea though, but that's not real baseball.
Can you imagine that in hockey where, somebody scores a goal and they got to come over? Yeah.
Don't give a team any ideas.
That can you imagine that in like football? How bad could that end up being?
Yeah, no, but yeah, what the Bananas have done is incredible. I mean, I walk around Indianapolis and I see people with banana hats and shirts. People talk about this team. They go, Mark, you ever been to a Bananas game? And last time I was in Savannah was on my honeymoon, and the Sandnats I think they just left or were still there. And yeah, it's an old ballpark, but I always felt they had good bones. And what the Bananas have done is just, I don't know if this can be repeated. I know other teams want to have their success, but for the Savannah Bananas to say, hey, let's leave the Coastal Plain League. And I think they've been around for about 20 years. Let's leave this league and we're just going to do banana ball. And we're going to play from, I don't know, February to September, 33 games. We're going to tour around the country is unheard of. Now, I know baseball had those roots with the house and the Indianapolis Clowns, the Chicago, like that. But, for them to just say, not screw the league, but yeah, we're going to go on tour because that's what the people want us to do. Is unprecedented. I don't know if another team can do this that easily. I just don't know what it is about Savannah that stick on a wall. All these ideas you throw, stick on a wall. Let's have a guy come up with a flaming bat. Let's have grandmother's game. Let's have our battery do a little dance before they pitch. It's insane. And they got the whole country watching. So they're doing something.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, and really all the notoriety has only been in this most recent year. I mean, that's when they had the thing on HBO. That's when they've been on CBS Sunday Morning, those kinds of things. So now one of the things with this move is they are still going to be playing games in Savannah.
Oh yeah.
They have their own house team. If anybody's familiar with the Globetrotters, there's the New Jersey Generals, and the team that travels around with their team is called the Animals, the Party Animals. And so they're in on the joke. In other words, you're sitting there like, how does a normal team that's playing against them react when they're doing all this, silly stuff and showboating stuff? Do they resent it or whatever? That won't be the case with this new thing because they'll basically be playing the house team.
Oh, they're not going to take the party animals on the road with them?
Yeah, they are.
They are going to take the party animals, and see, the party animals will be on the joke.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's who they're always going to play. That's when you go see them play. It's going to be against the party animals.
Right.
They may have something, playing that may not be the case, but I think majority of the games will be the party animals. That's kind of how they have it set up.
Okay, I just misunderstood what you said.
And they're going to be playing in Charleston, West Virginia, April 21st. So.
Yeah, it's funny. As we're recording this podcast about the Bananas, they are announcing their schedule for 2023.
Yeah, so we're hoping. Yeah, you become a fan. You want them to come to Indy. You want to see that place sold out.
So, should we familiarize our our listeners with the rules of what exactly is banana ball? Because it's baseball, but it's not baseball. They've kind of like when you were a kid and you played in your backyard, and it was like you had rules like, well, if you hit a foul ball into the neighbor's yard with the big dog, it's an automatic out because we can't get the ball in.
Yeah, it's rules like that.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a bunch of their own rules. Somebody had them up earlier. I don't remember who had them.
I got them handy.
All right.
So There
sir.
are 9 rules, and if you go to their website, this is all well put out in their Banana Ball for Dummies pamphlet. So they got every inning counts, and I guess that means that if you play an inning, it's like each inning is its own little game. So whoever wins the inning gets a point.
Right. Kind of like golf, right? When you play in skins.
Like the skins game. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 2-hour time limit. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
No stepping out of the batter's box. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like that rule.
No bunting.
Well, you know what? There's a team in the majors that's going to go a whole year. It's going to be the first time ever. They're going to go the whole season without bunt. Is it the Braves? Unless they bunt in these last few games, they're going to go the whole season without a single sacrifice.
So this if you go into the Banana Ball for Dummies, it gets into a little bit more. So no bunting. If you bunt, you get thrown out of the game. Batters can steal first, so on a wild pitch or a pass ball, you could just start running if you want, I guess.
Doesn't the Atlantic League do that now?
They did that one year. I don't know if they still do it.
There
But
are
they did do it.
no walks allowed. So
That's right. Ball four. This is one of the coolest rules.
on a walk, the like on
batter
a ball
takes
four,
off. Yeah, the batter takes off.
the batter runs, and the
can
third
go-
baseman or like the catcher's got to throw it to third to second to first.
Here's
short.
the rule. I know this one. The runner can run as long as he wants, as many bases he wants, but until every defensive player touches the ball. Then they can tag him out.
Yeah.
So if he can make it to third base before everybody touches the ball, it's a triple.
Oh, every
Player.
defense, even in the
But
outfield.
you'll notice-
That's wacky.
But you'll notice there was a game on ESPN which I watched, and the Bananas and the Party Animals have gotten good at this rule. What happens is you'll see on a ball four, you'll see all 9 players run towards second base. So that way, instead of having to chuck it all the way around the field, they're chucking it. They're just flipping it to each other right near second base.
They do hot potato.
Yeah,
They're doing the hot potato.
exactly. But yeah, if you had to throw it all the way around the outfield, you could probably get an inside the park walk.
That's
Guy was fast
that's kind of crazy. Okay, so on their list, it's a little weird. They got one-on-one showdown tiebreaker, but
No visits to the mound.
in the book, yeah, in the other things, there's no visits to the mound. I think that's cool too. Rule 8: if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out.
Yes, I like that. That's a fun
So
rule.
yeah, I'm not sure how that would look in reality. That's probably the biggest weird one.
So Lloyd, if you played in a park, say they played in a park that had seats behind the outfield, somebody hits a home run, fan catches it, is he out now?
Yeah, that's a question we need to ask. What is it?
So far it hasn't been an issue because Grayson Field has just a wood wall,
Right.
and there's no people in the outfield. And there's no stands in the outfield. But the main thought process behind Banana Ball is the worst thing that has happened to baseball, or one of the worst things that's happened to baseball, is the length of time that games last. And so the idea with this is that these are all rules that are meant to bring the game under a 2-hour period.
And isn't one of the rules that the game is over after 2 hours, no matter what?
It is.
Whoever's ahead is the winner. So
that's where the innings come up, because they're 9 innings.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be ahead.
Could you
One more
theoretically
time
pull a Dean Smith and go into the stall?
How could you stall though? Like if you're batting, you can't step out of the batter's box.
Yeah. What if you're
As soon as you step out of the
pitching?
batter's box, it's a strike.
Yeah. Well, if you're pitching, maybe you could go slower. I don't know.
But,
Yeah, Banana Ball. I remember watching the first game a few years ago, and I'd have to watch a few more games. But yeah, when you watch it on TV, you're just amazed how packed the stands are and how there's always something going on to keep your eye on. It's not as if when I go to a baseball game, I walk around a lot, I don't pay attention to the game. with banana ball, people are sitting down, paying attention to the game, seeing what the heck's going to happen next. Even in between pitches, something crazy could happen. And I think a lot of people are just jazzed that they're announcing where they're playing this year because everybody wants to get a piece of the action and see what this is all about. But, I guess my take would be there was how long can this last? How long can they do this until that wears off? Or will we see other teams do something similar and challenge them the games? I mean, can this team play in Japan or Australia one day? I mean, it feels like these guys have these world domination goals.
Well, I think one of the things, is it going to get old? I mean, they've been playing for 5 years in Savannah. And honestly, I mean, I've been to 3 of their games. I've never seen them repeat something twice. Now, they've got some standards, like their first base coach. Everybody always, makes fun of the first base coach with all their signs to the batter and all that kind of stuff. The first base coach for the Bananas is literally a break dancer. So he's break dancing all, you talk about some moves. He's just totally going in motion the whole time. So, that's another one of the elements that they have to the games. They have the Banana Nanas, which is a senior women's dance team that comes out in between innings. They have their own band, so, I mean, there's just, I can't tell you how many different things they've got.
Yeah, and you're right. Every game's sold out. There's a huge waiting list on tickets.
It's like 60,000.
Yeah, and they play and they've talked about, people have asked them, would you like to build a new ballpark or expand? I think they like the fact that they have this ticket demand to their stadium. I mean, they could probably easily play in a 6,000 seat ballpark, 8,000 and get that many people. But I think they like the fact that, hey, we have this demand here and that creates the excitement, kind of like Duke basketball. So,
well, see, they don't own the stadium. It's a city. It's literally in a city park. The stadium is owned by the city. And in addition to this tour that they're doing, they will still be playing games in Savannah. It's just if Savannah is such a year-round climate, you can start games in February and play them till October.
Yeah, they're doing about 7 games.
Have games there.
Yeah, they're having 7 to 8 games a month there, and then they just go on the road a couple times during the month. So it's a nice little schedule for them. But I'm gonna miss them playing the Macon Bacon though. I thought those guys had a nice little rivalry.
That's who it's going to kill because they're the only teams in Georgia. All the other Coastal Plain leagues are in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have Macon Bacon, kind of left out there unless they add teams somewhere else.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder what the Coastal Plain League feels about this. Are they like, okay, go get out of our league? You're getting too big, or are they little animosity? Like, really, you guys are leaving us? Like, we're the ones who allowed you into our league, and now you're kind of saying goodbye to us.
Of course, if you're playing the Bananas in your park,
Nashville,
it probably is a sellout night for that ballpark.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Like if the regular team was playing up in, let's say Macon or Edenton or Holly Springs, do they sell out those games? Do they sell out the games on the road? That's something I never really looked at. Yeah.
Dave, what you got?
So, I mean, it's to answer the question, it seems like a pretty simple answer to me. You said, is this going to get old? Are people going to get tired of it? Isn't by going out on the road giving them more longevity?
That's how you combat it. Yeah.
Like, the circus did this forever, right? Like, you didn't have the circus in your backyard 52 weeks a year. It comes to town once a year or for a 3-day stretch or whatever, or the state fair or the carnival or what, like that's all those things that have led such a long life by having that scarcity, by having that, it's an event, right? And sure they've got a big season ticket list or whatever in Savannah, but at the end of the day, isn't there like a bigger world out there? Can't you make more money by heading out on the road and taking your show to other places?
Well,
Right,
one
and
of the, yeah, go ahead.
that was exactly my point when they first announced it. This is how we got the idea for this subject, was that if they're going to just play 70 banana ball games in Savannah every year, it's going to get old. It'll work for a little while, but then people are going to get tired of it. But so their plan, I think, is brilliant. Look what the Harlem Globetrotters have been doing. How long have they been playing? Dave, you hit it right. I can't add anything to what you said. It's an event now, one weekend a year in your town. Go ahead, Lloyd.
1926.
The other point is they're going to go to a lot of cities that lost minor league baseball teams that are, these are cities that have had baseball.
Oh, they're coming to Indy June 30th.
They're doing a lot of AAA parks, I've noticed on their announcements.
June 30th.
That is surprising. I've seen Oklahoma City, Nashville, Las Vegas, Indy. It's not all the teams. Yeah, I was expecting it to be, like you said, Lloyd, all the teams that maybe got contracted a few years ago. But
right.
they're hitting some big markets too.
Yeah, they're going to Vegas, Nashville. They're going to AAA ballparks.
Yeah. I wonder if they can sell out a 10,000 seat ballpark with this.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When they went to Kansas City Monarchs, I don't know if that's on a 10,000 seater, but they had a huge crowd there.
But I mean, do they need to sell out a 10,000 seat? I
mean, it looks impressive. But yeah,
4,000 at in Savannah. 4,000 is the capacity of the stadium or whatever. So, if you're coming to Indy and playing one game.
Where the difference is going to come in, though, is college wood bat league. The players don't get paid. Okay.
Yeah, these
because they're college players, they don't want to lose their eligibility. So why do they play in the wood bat leagues? It's because they don't lose their eligibility. They go back from playing all summer, and they're totally eligible in their colleges.
A lot cheaper to run a college summer team too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
there's not that cost factor. You also don't have, people stay at people's houses. You have like house parents. Okay, when you go on the road, you're going to be, you've got hotel bills. You are going to be paying these players. These players are not doing it for free. Mm-hmm. You're also paying for the opposition team to play the Bananas. So there's going to be more expenses. It's not a way to reap in more money necessarily. It's, because there are going to be more expenses involved with this.
Yeah, but how much do you think these guys are making based on merchandise sales, based on the exposure they have gotten from that HBO series, or was it the ESPN series?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
They don't have advertisements on their walls. That was one thing they celebrated. No, we got rid of the ads on the wall. It's the fan wall.
And that's because they didn't want to be told by an advertiser they couldn't do something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, who does that? Nobody does. No sports team does that.
So
Park Akron.
I guess the other part is that we don't really know what the deal is with these stadiums, right? So you said they're going to go to Indy. Well, what's the deal there? Do they have to pay rent to go in? Is the city is there a promoter involved? Where they're going to get some money up front. And they've got a pretty good idea of what they're going to get before they go in. I mean, those kinds of things we don't really know about. Are they getting a cut of the concessions?
Yes,
all those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's going to be some kind of. It's. I'm sure the Indianapolis Indians have something to do with it, because I know whenever there's a non-baseball event, like if there's some sort of golf outing or like a beer festival, it's I'm always contacting someone from the Indians with that, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you have to go through somebody else.
Well, think about when like the NCAA tournament comes to your home arena.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the local stuff is shut out. It's all the NCAA contracts.
Yeah,
maybe at least something like that. I'm sure the Bananas are going to be bringing a whole giant merchandise
stand
and everything.
But I would think
I'd like to get a hat.
Sales sick ticket sales are probably using whatever the team use. I mean, I would think, of course, I guess different stadiums have, does the team own the stadium or does the city own that stadium?
Well, I'm sure they sign a contract for that event for that day or days.
But I mean, it may vary by the city how they do
Yeah,
it just
absolutely.
because of the setup of the stadium.
Right. Dave,
And here's another piece to this whole marketing puzzle, right? So, the Globetrotters, of course, didn't
the county.
start in Harlem. They started in Chicago.
Yeah.
But, when you say Harlem, you immediately think of the Globetrotters and vice versa. What does the city of Savannah get out of the Bananas going on the road? I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of trickle down, right? You can't call them the Indy Bananas or anything. Like, it just has to be the Savannah Bananas. It rolls off the tongue like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And is this, I mean, I don't know much about Savannah. I guess there's something touristy about it.
It's very touristy.
I don't
ghost tours.
I don't really know, but
Huge.
I mean, this is just one more piece to the puzzle to bring that name even beyond, Georgia, the South, the East, whatever.
I think somebody mentioned already that they saw Savannah Bananas jersey, some totally different area from here.
I know that when I'm wearing this hat out, guys, everybody recognizes it. Hey, Savannah Bananas. The word is out.
The word is out. And the word is banana.
Go
banana.
Is not the word.
I got to say, every time I hear Savannah Bananas, I think of that kids show, Bananas in Pajamas.
The Australian show. Bananas in pajama. Stairs.
See, there you go. There's the next banana ball. I don't know, gimmick.
That would make sense if they
all
wind
come out
up
wearing
playing,
pajamas.
Yeah, if they wind up playing in pajamas, somebody's got to throw that out to them. If they do wind up playing in Australia, that has to be something connected to bananas and pajamas.
I didn't even think of that. They could go worldwide with this tour.
I can definitely see that. I can see them playing in Tokyo. I can see them playing in somewhere in Australia, even Auckland, New Zealand, anywhere there's a ballpark. They can play out in Cairo, Egypt, right next to the pyramids of Giza. London, England. I mean, this team probably wants to do something that crazy. I don't know if people in Europe would come out like they do here, but I think the spectacle of it would definitely attract some folks. And I think this is some of the objectives that the Bananas have. They really have harnessed something hot.
Yeah, I think Dave has seen some of the gentleman that owns this Bananas wrote a book, and if you read it, it's like a business textbook of how you can apply what the Bananas do to your business, which is it's called Fans First. That's his way of it. Like, you put the fan as the center of everything. It's like you put your customer as the center of your universe. So I mean, he definitely. When you read the Banana book, he talks about all the goofy things they do, but he makes the point of listening to the customer. What doesn't work, try something else. Those kinds of things. So, I definitely think he's probably got big ideas down the road.
And I think this was part of leaving the Coastal Plain League, is that a lot of folks came out to watch him play regular baseball and they hated it. They're like, "Where's banana ball? Where's I can catch a foul ball and it's out?" So listening to your customers, I wish it was that easy. There's a lot of baseball teams out there that, like, there's a team out in Louisville, the Louisville Jockeys in the Ohio Valley League. They're trying to do things like the Bananas, but they're not quite there yet. But they're baby steps. We wish them well. I think it also helps have some kind of financial backer to help you do some of these things.
Oh yeah,
it has to. And I don't know what the Bananas have. Some people have said some things. I'm not going to repeat them, but it does help when you're sitting on a bank of money.
They have meetings prior to every game, and it's not to do strategy. It's like, okay, here they run through it, and they just sit there. It's our skits. Here's our skits for tonight. It's really like planning a show.
It sure is,
as much as a baseball game.
Yeah, you can't just ad lib that and have it be successful. Trust me.
No, and
But he probably doesn't have anybody over 30 on his staff. I mean,
Probably not.
the general manager is like 28 years old.
yeah,
And I
when
mean, they get, ideas from everybody on their staff, from ticket takers to, I mean, like when you get to the ballpark, the team comes out and does a parade every night outside the ballpark, and they have a band and they dance, and they'll dance with the fans, I mean, and these are college kids. It's like, I mean, the players are college kids. So like, what the heck?
well,
Let's have fun.
don't get Chris Sale on the team. He may rip something up in anger.
You know what?
True
What's funny?
story.
A lot of major league names have shown up in Savannah. I mean, Eric Bird is part of the team. John Papelbon has pitched.
Bill Lee.
Bill Lee, Johnny Gomes.
Bill
They
Lee.
brought Bill Lee,
Spaceman.
Yeah.
Spaceman was warming up in the bullpen for a game.
Yep.
Spaceman had a heart attack in the bullpen
On national TV.
and collapsed. Okay, guess what? They had firemen and policemen in the crowd.
Yep, it was first responder night.
They
Or
came
something.
over, resuscitated him. 2 weeks later, he pitched the first inning of a game. He's 76, 77 years old now.
And I never thought he probably never thought he'd be playing baseball again at his age.
Well, it was funny. It was like the owner said, "Oh God, I killed Bill Lee. He killed the spaceman."
Oh, the spaceman adding to
Anyway.
his legacy of
And I mean, they
stories.
evidently have a line of people, retired players, that want to, just come out for a game, be a part of, pitch out the first pitch, whatever. They just want to be associated with it.
Yeah, and I guess you have to be independent to do things like this. You have to have people on board that want to be wacky, that want to do social media activities. I get it. There's probably some Coastal Plain League players that I just want to play ball. I don't want to get involved in all this.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Maybe
Sure.
this. Oh, they're playing in Trenton, New Jersey. All right, but maybe you have to do something like this. You have to say, "Hey, we're just going to go independent, and we're going to. It's our rules. That's what we want. No one can tell us no, or nobody's going to call up a player. No one's going to from the league tell us we can't do this because of eligibility rules."
What are you, like 30 seconds ahead of me, Mark? I just got Trenton now.
Oh, really? I guess so. All right.
What do you got, Dave?
Perfect example is who used to be in St. Paul, or who is in St. Paul? The Saints. And what did the Saints used to do? They were, they did it before the Bananas were doing it.
Yeah, they just
Bananas put it on steroids.
Yeah, Bananas just went crazy with the idea.
I think I know who the next team is going to be on this announcement here, the schedule announcement.
I'm not saying anything.
Just saying. What do you got, Dave? I saw you waiting patiently over there.
Well, I think
Providence.
I think Dan will like this. If you think about it and you step back, and it's so, how does this start? What are the origins and who you got to get on base, right? Like if you think about this, it's almost like professional wrestling, right? Like you have to have everybody on board. Like I'm looking at the website, and it's all these guys doing like the can. You got to get all of those players on board, and they have to see the big picture, and they have to sacrifice their own career, right? Because if you're going on this traveling road show, you're not headed towards the major leagues, or you're not improving your college baseball, whatever. And you got the guy at the top who's kind of the visionary. It just seems to me to be like this, like an upstart kind of wrestling promotion. It's all about the show. It's, who cares what the score is? And I think at the end of the day, that's the real mantra is, who cares what the score is?
Well,
Who
they
cares
actually
who
had
wins?
11 players off of their most recent team got signed to a minor league ballpark.
That was the real Bananas, not the banana ball Bananas.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to play some you have to be the goofy stuff. I mean, when they're playing real games in the Coastal Plain League, and winning those championships. That's because they're a talented team on top of everything else. And I mean, according to them, people want to play for the Bananas, and they can get good ball players as a result because they know that the Bananas, have a good record, win-loss record. Yeah, you might have to do some silly stuff along the way, but I mean, they got some guys on the team that do nothing but goofy. And then there are guys that are serious ball players that probably don't do much of the goofy. They might do something on the video for the team, like Old Town Road.
like the Globetrotters where they got two lines. They got the spinny,
Right.
jumpy, dunky line, and then they got the guys. Okay, we actually have to put some points on the board so the final score isn't 3-2.
Right.
Right. There were acts, and then there was real basketball mixed in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only time I've been to Madison Square Garden to see a basketball game was a Globetrotters game. Never Knicks or any college. So, yeah.
So can the Bananas replicate what the Globetrotters are doing? Dave said the Globetrotters started in 1926.
Yeah.
So 100 years.
And they played real basketball back then. In fact, when the NBA was beginning, they would play against the NBA teams and
Wasn't
beat
that
them.
a place for the black players to play when they weren't allowed in the NBA? Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was no NBA at the time, but
Right.
by the 40s and 50s, there was some rules that I'm not 100% sure. Oh, you knew about this, Dave.
I did.
You did. You did. You knew it. You fooled us. Nice. We'll get to see Banana Ball.
All right, Stadium Journey Convention.
What's that?
Stadium Journey Convention next year is Worcester/Brockton.
Okay.
We're going to go see a Banana Ball game.
I doubt we can get into the Banana Ball game, but
Oh, look at them. Oh, yeah. I see their wackiness.
How come they didn't invite me to this?
Yeah. You could have been on there.
Okay. So you guys realize that not everybody knows what you're talking about, including me.
Oh, they just announced they're playing a game in Brockton.
Okay.
Going to Brockton.
Which is one of the, according to Dave, 700 teams I work for.
Yes.
Which is now not.
I have a question. I have a banana question for the head banana.
Top banana.
Charles Nelson Riley.
No, the southern banana, not the top banana. So, okay.
Have real appeal.
Harlem Globetrotters. You think Harlem Globetrotters, you think Sweet Georgia Brown, right? They are interchangeable.
Yes.
Is there a banana song?
Is there an anthem?
Is it bananas?
No,
is it the Bananas and Pajamas theme song?
No, it's Yes We Have No Bananas. No.
I wear my sunglasses at night because why not?
That's Corey Hart. He's Canadian.
If you go through YouTube, they have done all sorts of songs that are off of banana themes. I mean, it's don't lose the peeling, or can't lose the peeling. So they have twisted about every song you can think of.
The Harry Belafonte song. Dale.
Oh yeah.
So there is no banana anthem just yet.
That's the next part of the world domination, I guess, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to what the question really was an eon ago, I personally, I have like little to no experience with banana-ness. I've never been to a banana game. I've never watched Banana Ball on ESPN because we don't get that. But theoretically, from what I hear and what I understand, I mean, to me, this is brilliant. Like, it can go as long as they want it to. It can go as big as they want it to. It can stay small as they want to, right? If they, and this is probably a key, if they get a little bit of television exposure, but for the most part stay off of television, I think it'll be a huge success. Once you get on TV and you can watch it on TV and it's, I saw it, I don't need to go. I mean, it
Yeah,
has
it's a
to be.
studio game.
It has to be worth going to. It has to be an event. It has to be the circus. I mean, I know they've played. We used to get the Harlem Globetrotters on TV like once a year or whatever.
Right.
But it's not the same as going. It has to be an event. It has to be something that Mark's wife would want to go and see.
Yes. Should probably be. She would probably like it. I would have to explain what it is. And she'd be like, "Oh my God, that sounds like fun. I'll do it."
Why is this rule crazy? I mean, that's not the normal rule.
Okay, so when the ABA came into existence, they had some crazy rules, like 3-point shots and such. Some of them became mainstream. Anybody see a banana ball rule becoming mainstream?
Not stepping out of the box. Yeah. I could.
I think maybe baseball might adapt some of their things, honestly, not the silly stuff, but I mean, limiting how many step outs you can have from the plate. The things that we all know that delay the game a lot.
They're already limiting mound visits.
Mound visits. So, I mean, I think there's some elements of it, no, catching a foul ball is not going to.
I tell you, if one way to speed up the game is to only have 7-inning games.
Wow, all the numbers.
Could you imagine?
Weirdos.
Oh man,
they would murder you, Mark.
Yeah,
for saying that.
and I'm surprised that there are. I know there's some amateur leagues I think in Pennsylvania that do it. Could you imagine having a 7-inning baseball league?
Yeah, I probably could.
I would rather them adapt things like no mound visits or no stepping out.
What a time limit, 3-hour game, you're done.
Before going to a 7-inning
Pitch
game
clock.
or to a specific time limit.
The pitch clocks are working.
Yeah.
You see the guys who have come up through the minors trained on the pitch clock. Games are getting a little shorter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We should make like Mark Burley be the commissioner of baseball. That dude pitched so fast, it was awesome.
I worked the game one time, and we were used to 3-hour games being the norm when I worked for the Paw Sox. And there was a game one day that was like an hour and 50 minutes. And it was like I blinked and it was over. Like we were just ready to get ramped up for our final wave of concessions. And nope, done. Game's over. What?
Well, here's another thing that's different about the Bananas is, okay, tickets to the game's $20. Sitting there, $20 for a college wood bat league.
All you can eat.
All
right?
you can eat food.
Oh, really?
And that's one of the things they serve. I mean, the amount of food they serve at one Bananas game is unbelievable.
They serve bananas.
But they don't have to take any money. I mean, that's one of the things that they do. No wait at the stand, you just
grab and go.
And I guess, over time they figured out how much food somebody's going to eat in a night. And, plan accordingly. I don't know if they did that at the very beginning, obviously, but, they like, okay, what's people's big gripe? Oh, standing in a long line at the concession stand. Well, that's because they're making change, whatever. They don't want to pay the fee to have credit cards.
So they're not serving
credit cards.
And what is their food like? It's very
there's no banana beer, is there?
Yeah,
they have a trash can. Oh, what is it? The trash can something or other. It has everything in its creation on it, and they got all kinds of banana beer, banana liqueur.
That just sounds dangerous.
He does
if
stuff
they had...
off season. They do like beer festivals and stuff like that they put on during the off season. The team puts it on.
That sounds dangerous. Like, what was that night in Cleveland? 10-cent beer night where they have riots, like
1974.
Well,
the beer.
All you can drink banana beer. That just sounds crazy.
Just because of the age groups, they might have to charge for the beer, but the food they don't. It's all inclusive.
Yeah,
beer's a big money maker. I can't see that being included in the $20.
All you can eat direct.
Well, I know the Reds do something like that, but they limit the amount of hot dogs you can get.
They built a bar down the first baseline that overhangs the field, and it does all kinds of business because that's kind of like their I wouldn't call them sweets, but I mean it's their version of a sweet. is actually the bar hangs out over the field.
They're playing a game at Cooperstown.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, Cooperstown will never be the same.
I've actually
Look
played on
at
that
him.
field.
Yeah, that's
All right, so I guess excuse me. The best way to wrap this up is, I started to get on this topic, but do we think this is going to work? I'll give you my opinion. When I first heard it, and I think I've said this before, and I thought they were going to just play all season long banana ball in Savannah. I thought, no, bad idea. But now that it's come out that they're going to be touring and just looking at the places they're going, I think this can't lose right now. Maybe it has a shelf life, but for now, I think it's going to be bananas.
yeah. And I guess Dave hit, made a nice correlation. It's gonna be like the circus. It's gonna be like WWE coming in town, the Globetrotters. You're not gonna see the team. You're gonna see them once or twice a year, and you're gonna want to get tickets. And everything else has worked for this team. I can't think of one thing that the team tried that didn't work. So Banana Ball War Tour will be kind of a rite of passage every year. So 2023 is the year they expanded it, and we may be seeing this for quite some time. Maybe even our grandkids will be going to the games when they have kids. I should say. They'll be here for a while.
As our panelist who has actually seen Banana Ball in person, what do you think?
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, I kind of, when I first heard it, I thought, what are they doing? And then, very honestly, I'm on the Facebook group for the Bananas, and the owners actually did a letter, out to the people on the Facebook group, because a lot of the people in the Facebook group have never been to a game because they can't get a ticket. And they were explaining this was a way that they can stretch out the season, but when they're in Savannah, that they can stretch out, and more people that want to see it locally can see it. But the people, they get tons of people from all over the country that want to come to Savannah. Savannah's a huge, tourist town, and people will come to Savannah. Used to come to, get the food and enjoy the beach. Well, no, they want to come see the Bananas play. And so I think it's a win-win, and I think there are a lot of towns that are going to welcome them to come visit. And I mean, I don't think they'll ever run out of towns. They can play it in a high school field. They can play it in a minor league ballpark. They can play it in a major league ballpark if they want to. So I think it's, there's a market for it.
All right, Dave, anything more to
add? Nope. I'm full of potassium.
I get it. How about you, Dan? How is the live studio audience?
It's receptive, and people are upset that there's no Philly dates yet. But they announced the
one in Trenton.
They announced the Trenton date right after that. So there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
Has Gregory said anything?
Gregory hasn't said a gosh dang thing, and I'm going to yell at him.
So first, let's get out of here before he starts talking.
Yeah, quick.
So, all right, folks, that's our discussion for tonight. Thanks everyone for listening, man. This will be interesting to see where it goes. Maybe we'll do this again in a year and say, well, we were wrong, or we underestimated it. Who knows? Only
I'll never admit I was wrong.
So Lloyd, thanks for joining us. And do you want to you got any way to pimp out your social media presence? You want to let people know what you're up to lately? You are recently, since you joined us last, you actually became a member of Club 124.
Yes, I did. I finally got the last two out of the way, and did that in April this year. So tried to go to Arizona, but with a 5,000 seat arena, if you want to be parting some major money to be able to get a ticket to it.
That's right. Come next week,
there will be no one.
Come next week, there will be no members of Club 124.
No, and most people are saying they're not going to spend that kind of money to go to a game.
Is that the only new arena in basketball and hockey this year? I believe so.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody's
Yeah, new and smallest.
Yeah.
How much are tickets? Like what? I haven't heard. The
Lloyd was
prices.
telling us before we went on air.
Oh, it was $300-400, and I mean, that's not the organization's price. That's what you'll have to pay to get it from
See if you can get a press
somebody that
pass.
has a game ticket.
See if you get a press pass for Stadium Journey.
Do you have to go
Well,
to a
Meg was
Coyotes
going to
game,
try.
or does it count
Meg
if
is
you go
trying.
see Arizona State?
It does not. It does not.
Can't
They
go
will
see
not
Arizona
have-
State?
The Arizona State logo will be in the middle of the ice,
Of course it will.
That's crazy.
regardless of whether it's an NHL game or not.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's their arena.
Oh my
It's
god!
Phoenix.
The only other dumb thing I've heard is Phoenix still has Arizona still has a hockey team.
You know what's a little surprising is that they instead of putting the Arizona State logo in its center ice, I'm a little surprised that they didn't do like what I don't know if they do this in other football leagues, but they do in the CFL. Is that now the fields are almost empty. They have almost nothing on them except the yard lines, which they need. But the big logos are all superimposed like the
On
first
the
down.
TV
line.
Oh,
screen.
just on TV?
Yeah. So like you could do that probably with hockey and put the Arizona Coyotes logo in the middle if you wanted
How
to.
good would that look?
And didn't they go back to the classic, whatever that guy, the Pueblo Coyote
Yeah,
was?
The Kachina.
Kachina, yeah.
I don't think they went back to that logo. I think they
Yep.
brought the jersey back.
Oh, okay.
No, they went back to the logo.
No, they went back to the logo and the
That-
colors,
that-
man. It's all
the
done.
Howling
Really?
Coyote is gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
Howling
really?
it's
Yeah,
an
good luck.
alternate. I think it's still an alternate, but
They couldn't
I
afford new jerseys, so they're using the old ones.
yeah.
Kachina's back.
yeah, you're not
That's
wrong.
what the real story is.
All
You're not wrong.
right. Well, congratulations on that, Lloyd, man.
Yeah,
120,
yeah,
124.
But Atlanta doesn't have a hockey team.
Well,
And I don't care what the rumor is, Atlanta will never get another NHL team.
I didn't say they were
understand
getting
there's-
one. I just said Aaron Carter was looking to round up some investors.
there's
Aaron
somebody-
Carter?
Yes,
The
a
pop star?
celebrity or somebody is
Anson-
making
Anson
pitch to
Carter,
get a
sorry.
team
Anson
back to
Carter.
Atlanta.
Sorry, AC.
yeah,
Aaron Carter, like the pop singer,
Yeah, yeah.
Carter
the NSYNC guy, or
I do want to add one thing
His
about
brother-
hockey in Georgia.
boys.
One thing about hockey in Georgia, we will be having a Savannah team will begin play in November. It's the
Yes, that's
Savannah
right.
Ghost Pirates.
Ghost
Brand
Pirates,
new
greatest
arena.
hockey name ever.
That's a
no,
good
they
name.
should be the Plantains.
That's what I
Shut
was
up!
thinking.
No, the Ghost Pirates is awesome.
The mascot is a ghost
Ghost with
named
the pirate.
Davy. And then the other thing is that Athens, Georgia will also be getting an ECHL team. They're building a new arena in downtown Athens.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, I mean, the
I
University
don't
of
know what
Georgia
the
hockey
team-
team.
That will be in 2024.
Does that mean the University of Georgia hockey team is on the horizon?
They have a team, a club team. Then have had one for years, but they will be able to play there. But it also, I mean, they weren't going to build it unless they got a hockey team. I mean, a professional hockey team.
Right. Huh,
Some people thought the Gladiators would move up there since they're not drawing in Gwinnett.
I drove by that arena one time. All right.
They
So,
missed anything.
no, it's in a mall, right?
Yeah.
Dan, what kind of listeners follow you
Me? Oh, Dan Law 83.
Nowhere.
with your new stylish and professional looking logo, man? I think
Isn't
it's
it
awesome.
nice? Isn't it? Everything, the new setup for the podcast is gorgeous.
Love it.
I'm very happy. Dan
All
Law
right.
83.
Beautiful. Mark, where can our listeners follow you, and what do you got on the docket until we get together again?
Well, being that you can follow me at Ballpark Hunter across YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. New videos on YouTube all the time. I got vintage baseball this week, but it's not as fun as when Conan O'Brien was there several years ago. I don't know where I'm going to be because the high school soccer team that I coach is in sectionals, and we have games on Saturdays. So if we win this Saturday, if we win that Saturday, we're in semi-state. So it's really putting a dent into my college football schedule because I had planned to go to IU. I had planned to go to Louisville. I don't know where I'm going to go in the foreseeable future until soccer's over, but I'll let you guys know.
I
Follow
can
me on
sympathize
Twitter.
with you, Mark, by the way.
Yeah.
Dave,
Feel
what
my
you
pain.
got? What you got on the agenda, and where can our listeners follow your adventures?
You can follow my adventures on Twitter and Instagram at ProFan9. This Thursday is one of my favorite events of the year. It's the Battle of Waterloo. Football, the Warriors are hosting, and the Laurier Golden Hawks are going to destroy them because Waterloo's looking really rough this year. There are a few other Laurier football and hockey, Laurier hockey starting too, so I'll be at that. But after Thanksgiving weekend,
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving, the right Thanksgiving, we are
It's Columbus
headed.
Day to those of you
Yes.
south of the border.
So California, here we come, and a new spot for myself and my wife. We are going to the SAP Center to see the San Jose Sharks. I'm pumped.
Ooh, with their new colors.
New colors.
New colors? What? No teal?
No, it's
Yeah,
all,
it's gonna be
all
teal. It's just it's good. It's all teal and white, baby. All teal, white, and gray. The orange is gone.
Picture
What-
the
Well,
Savannah
Dave-
bananas in teal.
More back
Yeah.
to the
Make
originals?
sure, Dave,
Yeah, pretty
make
much.
sure you get there early because they skate out of the Shark's mouth at the beginning of the game.
I am on it. I picked my seats just so I could get a great picture of that.
And the
Awesome.
music from Jaws plays about 100 times.
Perfect.
Nice. All right, and you can follow my Stadium Journeys on Twitter and Instagram at PuckmanRI. And like Mark, excuse me, I've become more and more busy, so that's putting a big hamper on my stadium
Yeah.
journeying. Because I had an open weekend this coming weekend, and I was looking at maybe hitting up some football and some hockey in New York City, but got a call right before the show. Got another job doing PA. So this weekend I'll be at Brown University announcing some field hockey. And then let's see, next weekend is UMass Dartmouth football, and the following weekend, let's see, I think I might be Stonehill hockey. So you can follow me at PuckmanRI. And remember, you can find all of our stadium reviews, news items, and other feature stories on our website, stadiumjourney.com. Connect with us on our social media channels. Very simple, at Stadium Journey. You can find audio versions of the Stadium Journey podcast simply by picking up your phone, search HIAC Talk Radio Network wherever you look for your favorite podcasts, and you'll find us. Video simulcast. We got a YouTube page full of all kinds of video content, not just this podcast, but Obstructed Views. Our buddy James Hilchin does some what's it called, banter from the box, where he interviews some announcers from across the International League and beyond. Mark's got some content on there, different stadium travels he's done. Check it all out on our YouTube page, Stadium Journey's YouTube page. And you can find our classic back catalog, vocnation.com. Live streams. Come and join us. Be part of the audience. Give us some input. Be part of the conversation. Every other Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern at danlaw.tv. Thank you. 7 o'clock. I don't know what that was going to be. Hey, thanks
Daylight
again.
savings time.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe. That's coming up pretty soon, right? It's got to be. All right, it's getting dark and early enough anyway. So thanks again, Lloyd, for joining us tonight. We will be
Thank you,
back.
Evan.
Our next show will be in 3 weeks. Being back on schedule. Thanks for sticking with us through this wackiness here. So that brings us to October 25th. Dave, what is our topic?
TBD.
TBD? All right, I love that. We're going to talk about the T, the D's, and the D's. So thanks, everyone, once again for your support. For Dan, for Lloyd, for Mark, and Dave, this is Paul wishing you all safe stadium journeys and close games. Hope to see you on the road again real soon. Be safe out there.